Skillful Level 2 Reading and Writing Student's Book by Lewis Rogers and Jennifer Wilkin.
Food as communication. We usually understand when someone speaks or writes to us, and many gestures and facial expressions have meaning too. But have you ever considered what and how we eat as a form of communication? Food serves this purpose in two fundamental ways. In many cultures, people share food at mealtimes. Sharing bread or other foods is a common human tradition that can promote unity and trust. Food can also have a specific meaning and play a prominent role in a family or culture's celebrations or traditions. The foods we eat, and when and how we eat them, are often unique to a particular culture, or may even differ between rural and urban areas within one country. In most cultures, bread represents nourishment. It is also one of the most commonly shared foods in the world. Sharing bread, whether during a special occasion or at the family dinner table, is a common symbol of companionship and togetherness. In fact, the word companion comes from the Latin roots com, together, and panis, bread. Many cultures also celebrate birthdays and marriages with elaborately decorated cakes that are cut and shared among the guests. Early forms of cake were simply a kind of bread, so this tradition has its roots in the custom of sharing bread. Food also plays an important role in many New Year celebrations. In the southern United States, pieces of cornbread represent blocks of gold for prosperity in the new year. In Greece, people share a special cake called vasilopita. A coin is baked into the cake, which signifies success in the new year for the person who receives it. Most of the foods eaten during the Chinese New Year have symbolic significance. Sometimes this is based on their shape. For instance, long noodles symbolize long life. The symbolism can also be based on the sound of the word in Chinese. For example, people give out oranges because the word for orange sounds like the word for wealth. Food can also be part of a ceremony. For example, many cultures have ceremonies to celebrate the birth of a child, and food can play a significant role. In China, when a baby is 1 month old, families name and welcome their child in a celebration that includes giving red-colored eggs to guests. In Afghanistan, parents feed babies butter and sugar for the first 6 days of life to symbolize cleansing. In a ceremony around 100 days after a child's birth, Japanese families symbolically feed the baby by putting different kinds of food to its lips, and sometimes putting a single grain of rice in its mouth. This ritual expresses their hope that the baby will never be hungry. In many cultures, round foods such as grapes, pomegranates, bread, and moon cakes are eaten at welcome celebrations to symbolize family unity. Nutrition is essential for life, so it is not surprising that food is such an important part of different cultures around the world. The food people eat during celebrations and ceremonies can symbolize many things, but sharing food is one custom that almost all humans have in common.